Lasers are an instrument, a tool that we use in all different fields of medicine. Certainly they're used a lot in surgery, and of course they're used a lot in plastic surgery, particularly with improving the appearances of the face. Now, a little bit of technical understanding here for a minute may be important to understand. There's lots of different kinds of lasers. The laser energy is absorbed by something in the skin or the tissue that we're targeting. That causes heat, which typically causes a change in the quality of the tissue. It may vaporize the tissue, it may help to contract the tissue, it may help to stimulate collagen, it may slow down collagen deposition in some areas. The laser that we're going to talk about today is something called a fractional laser, or a fractional CO2 laser. CO2 is just carbon dioxide. That's how the laser energy is made, is with carbon dioxide. The energy absorbed by water in the cells. CO2 lasers have been around for a long time. The difference with this is how the energy is applied. It's applied in perhaps a gentler fashion, where the laser is leaving behind tissue that's not been treated by the laser. So you're getting the effects of the laser on some tissue, but even on a microscopic basis, we're not treating all the tissue. What does that mean? It means it's safer. It means that you heal much more quickly. So you still get the contraction of the skin. You get the smoothing out of fine lines and wrinkles. You get, in some cases, even deeper penetration of the CO2 laser because I'm not treating all the skin around there. So still the healing time is much, much less. But you get improvement in the tissue. You get even improvement in age spots and discoloration of the skin. You get tightening of the skin and fine lines. Great for around the eyes, the crow's foot area. We've used it extensively over the entire face. We even can use it now onto the neck. The old CO2 lasers were really much more dangerous to use on thin tissue like on the neck, but with the fractional lasers we can treat the neck and even onto the chest. We can treat scars if a scar is widened or didn't heal as nicely as we'd like. Even other areas of the body like arms and stomach, we can use the fractional CO2 laser to help in these areas as well. But we also use it on acne scarring, whether it's deep acne scarring or even the fine scarring. There's really not a lot of other good options for that. Surgery doesn't take care of that. But the fractional laser can really help to smooth out the texture, the appearance of the skin if there have been damage to the tissues and scarring from such conditions as acne scarring. The CO2 laser of old, from 10, 15, 20 years ago, we typically had to heavily sedate people or even put them to sleep for the procedure. The fractional laser is usually done just as an outpatient under some topical anesthesia. We don't have to sedate people or put them to sleep. Literally can come in, have it done over a lunch hour or before you go to work or right at the end of the day. Come in, we can put some topical medication on you to numb up the skin a little bit, do the whole procedure. The whole face is going to take maybe 20 minutes, half an hour at the most. Then you're on your way again, and likely could even go out that night. You could go back to work the next day. So it's an outpatient procedure, very, very comfortable for most people. A question comes up when we use the CO2 laser, and that is, how many treatments am I going to need? And that really will depend from one person to another. If there's just some very, very fine blemishes and we want just a little bit of tightening up of the skin, it may only be one treatment. If there is some more damage to the skin, if we want to be a little bit more aggressive, certainly it would not be unreasonable to say 2 or 3 or maybe even half a dozen treatments, depending upon the level of improvement that we're trying to achieve and the condition that we're starting with. So for most people, I'd say, plan on a treatment or 2. If we're really, really light and you want to go back to work immediately, yeah, we're going to do a couple of softer treatments before we get the result that you want. Someone can take a couple of days off of work and they really don't have time to come in frequently. Maybe we'll just do 1 or 2 more aggressive treatments, but those more aggressive treatments may have a little bit more recovery time associated with them. Still, they can be done as an outpatient.
For more information on fractional laser treatments or to schedule a free consultation, contact the Center for Aesthetics and Plastic Surgery at 920-486-4421.